Gender versus sex. An 18th century Japanese hairdresser. A 16th century Nigerian queen. 6th century Greek weavers. Probably slave girls given the time period, though they might not be. A 1st century Roman aristocrat and her servant girl. All of these were women. All of them lived very different lives in their time on Earth. What does this mean? Womanhood ultimately is defined at the most basic level by the possession of 2 X chromosomes and the possession of female genitalia rather than male genitalia. Conversely, a male would be defined by the possession of an XY chromosome and male genitalia at the most basic inner level. And even at that level, things can become a little bit blurry. There's a few children born every year who might be called intersex children. Children who it's not clear physically at that point in time whether their biology will turn out to be male or female. And then, of course, there's other people who feel that their physical biology does not reflect their inner gender. So, leaving aside the blurry places, we may say that this is a very clear-cut distinction based on these physical differences, but the social roles that go along with those physical differences can vary widely depending on individual culture or society. And that can include even things that seem as natural, for example, as a mother nursing her baby. A Paleolithic woman would nurse her baby for up to 4 years. An 18th century French nobleman may have hired a wet nurse, another mother who would nurse her child instead of her own. An 1930s American woman might have believed that the most modern and healthy way to feed her baby was to use formula in a bottle. All of these women would have been considered good women and mothers by the standards of the time and society, but being good women in these cases meant behaving in distinctly different ways. To make this a little bit simpler to talk about, scholars frequently divide this into 2 concepts. First of all, you have sex. That's the physical differences between men and women. The ability to bear children, the ability to nurse, the shape of your genitals, your chromosomes, that's your sex for the terms of this discussion. Gender, however, is often used to refer to then the cultural beliefs and social practices. So sort of the wide variation in how that physical differences are going to be played out in the individual society. So, going back to that example we used earlier, a woman's physical ability to lactate and nurse her children may be a matter of her sex, but the social roles and cultural expectations about nursing, those are a matter of her gender. And keep that distinction in mind as we go through and talk about the societies we will in this course.